Hark to all thou who watch this video! The event named Artfight is almost upon us. And with that said, are you ready for the battle? For those who are new to the game, Artfight is a month-long, team-based art trading game that anyone can participate in. Starting July 1st, players can attack others to gain points for their team. This year's teams being crystals and fossils. The Artfight community has a wide array of characters, fandoms, and skill levels on the site, so there's room for everyone. So if you haven't yet, you should join. Now let's take a quick look at some common terminology used on the site. If you're new to the event, you may see some terms used such as attacks. Attacks are art that you make and submit for others. The more complex elements within the piece, the more points gained for your team. Friendly fire is an attack you submit on your own team at a reduced amount of points. Though it is still lower than regular attacks, I'm happy to announce that this year they've upped the percentage to 70% of normal attacks rather than 20% like previous years. A defense is the art that you receive from other players, and a revenge is when someone attacks you and then you attack them back. This can also lead to a chain attack, or also known as a revenge chain, which is where you and the other player go back and forth attacking each other. Now, you may be wondering, what forms of art can you submit? Brilliant question. Though most people will create digital drawings, you can pretty much do whatever your heart desires. I've seen everything from traditional sketches, 3D animated GIFs, to even cosplays. As long as it was made by you, you can submit it. Now, moving on to the rules, I recommend you read the full rules page, but for the basics and most notable rules, Artfight starts July 1st, meaning any attacks have to be created during the month of July. No starting early, even if it's just sketching out what you want to attack. You can, however, gather references and plan the attack. You just can't start the actual drawing or creation portion. On that note, you can't use past work as an attack. Artfight is not a place to buy or sell art. Apparently this was an issue last year where certain users were attacked and then told that they had to pay for it. I'm not sure how true this is, but it wasn't a one-off complaint, so I'm assuming that this happened to more than one person. This also goes for attacks that you receive. You can't profit off of someone else's work. As much as people say Artfight's an art trading game, it's better to call it an art gifting game. And as much as you probably want your attack to be revenged or attacked back, it's important to remember that you and other players are not obligated to attack each other. It can be really demotivating to expect others to attack you back. There should be a love for the characters you attack rather than an expectation for something in return. Though it is, in my opinion, good etiquette to at least thank the attacker. And lastly, the most important rules to remember are to be kind, respectful, and to have fun. Now, some tips and a warning that nearly any Artfight veteran will tell you is that the site is going to crash for at least the first 3 days, give or take. Even with all of the site's upgrades and updates, there are so many players trying to access the site at once that it always results in a crash. To prepare for that, I personally take screenshots of all of the characters I plan to attack and save any references that I may need to draw them. I've seen others who will gather everything they need and make slideshows, note documents, Discord channels, or folders to keep track of every character they plan on attacking. This way, you can start right on July 1st without having to wait for the site to settle down. Every year, I try to make a goal for myself as a way to motivate and improve. For example, last year I challenged myself to do all full body drawings, and by the end of the month, I could definitely see improvement in proportions and speed. If you're working on improving certain aspects of your art, you may not like every single piece, but as long as you're trying your best, it doesn't really matter. The person you attack is sure to love whatever you draw. Take it slow and pace yourself. I don't take my own advice every year, and I end up going MIA for half the month. Take my advice and pace yourself. It can be hard to find yourself unmotivated when there's only a month for this event. Following that note, don't stress yourself out. Artfight should be enjoyable. You don't have to attack a million people, nor does your art have to be on a world-class level. Draw what makes you happy, and I promise it'll make Artfight 100 times more fun. Now let's move on to some things that you can do to spice up your profile and character pages. First off, once you've made your account, make sure you customize it. This includes your profile picture, links to any social media you may have, and your profile description. Now, there is no right way of filling out or decorating your profile page, but I would say, at least for me, there is a sweet spot. Personally, if there's nothing in your bio, I will be less inclined to attack you. Users want to know a little bit about you before the attack. The same thing with the reverse. If your bio is straining to look at or visually overwhelming, I might also move past your profile. Again, this is just my personal thoughts, so you should fill out your page how you want. You can add more than just plain text to your profile. To make it more personal, you can add custom images and GIFs to your page to make it a little bit more interesting than just plain old text. Now that teams have been announced, many will make themed drawings to show their team and decorate their profile. If you're unsure of what to add to your profile, Artfight does provide a template where you can fill out a little bit about you and your characters. If you want to add some simple GIFs, stamps, or dividers, using sites such as GIF City, DeviantArt, or Tumblr are good ways to start and find a variety of GIFs. I'll link a few in the description. Now moving on to something new and creative I've seen this year. Many people have been making random character generators in the form of claw machines and/or blind boxes. So if players want to attack a certain user but can't decide on a character to attack, they can press a button and it'll generate a character from that person's page. After seeing the team options this year and coincidentally going to a psychic fair that day, I had the brilliant idea of doing one of these myself, using a crystal ball as a generator. To make this, I followed the tutorial from user Atlan on TikTok. For anyone else who would like to do this as well, I will link the video in the description. Character pages! If you don't have a reference sheet for your characters, that's okay. I don't either! A finished piece of the character is all you really need. Is a reference sheet nice to have? Of course, but it's not required. Attackers just need to know what the character looks like. Like your profile bios, your character-specific bios should have something there. That can be age, pronouns, connections to other characters, maybe some interests or lore. Just don't stress yourself out trying to tell the entire story. Just talk about main or important things that may help artists draw them. You can and should add character permissions, especially if there's something about your characters that people need to know. This can be anything from insert character needs to have a certain object or accessory with them, to insert character cannot have ship art. Permissions can also be general rules for all of your characters, such as please don't change hairstyles or outfits, or you can draw my characters with yours or others. Something you can add for fun is a character-themed playlist. I had someone attack me a previous year and they told me which songs they were listening to while drawing the attack. I thought this was really cool. In fact, I ended up using one of the songs they had listened to for that character's specific playlist. If I'm drawing a character, I would love to listen to a themed playlist about them. Lastly, if you have somewhere public where you store detailed character lore, you can link that as well. I personally have my website, which is basically a wiki page for each of my characters, but I know many people have a Toy House account or have a public doc that they like to share. This may not be clicked by most users, but if someone's really interested in your characters and their story, and want to learn more, they can. Now, that's it for this video. I hope I was able to convince you to join Artfight, or at least inform you in some way regarding the event. If you have any other questions or would like certain tutorials on some things mentioned, let me know in the comments and I will either make another video, or I can send you another creator's way who already has a great tutorial posted. Before I end the video, I just have to plug my user for anyone who's interested. My Artfight user is Terpy, link will be in the description, and I would love to see everyone else's users in the comments. For any new or returning Artfighters, I hope you enjoy the nearing battle.